All right, you all, let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, where I am. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, since we're all in different places, which I love. My name is Marianne Adams. I am the Executive Director and founder of ZAMI NOBLA, National Organization of Black Lesbians on Aging. We center advocacy, community engaged research, housing and food justice, community care for Black lesbians 40 and older living anywhere in the country. We have state chapters in North Carolina and Georgia, and we're headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. We're really, really thrilled to have one of our members to present this workshop today. And when Sharon and I were talking, and Angela were talking about the titles, we were trying to come up with some catchy title to motivate y'all to join this Zoom session today. So, we thought Angela came up with tech savvy, putting your best face in cyberspace. So it does have a ring to it. This is going to be an amazing workshop. We know things are changing as we speak, and we're going to have to keep up or we're going to be left behind. So we're really thrilled to have Sharon Hodnett present today. She is the founder of ICMOR, AI Strategic Solutions, LLC, and a technology leader with more than 25 years of experience helping organizations adopt modern tools, systems, and AI-powered solutions. She combines deep IT leadership with a practical business-first approach, helping teams use technology to improve efficiency, reduce friction, and support long-term growth. Sharon will certainly tell you more about her background and who she is, so I will not belabor the point. I will just say welcome, Sharon, and sit back and for this amazing learning session.
Thank you, Marianne. Thank you, ZAMI NOBLA. I'm excited about being here, and I'm not going to talk more about me because that's enough. We've got a lot to cover. And I'm sure anyone that wants to get to know me can contact me, call me, because we're all friends here and we're all family here. So we're going to dive right into it. Okay?
Okay.
So and please excuse me if I look to the side because I have two screens so that I can see you and see if you need anything as well as see the presentation. So if I look to the side, just know that I'm still here. I'm just making sure that I'm staying on point with my slides and not going off. So what I want you to walk away with today is, as Marianne said, technology is changing every day. As a matter of fact, as we got on the Zoom, I noticed that I was on the Zoom last night, and today there are 3 new settings on Zoom. So technology changes in a heartbeat. We need to attempt to keep up as much as possible. But as things change, we have to figure out what changes will impact us and how we can go about it. Most of us already use technology at some point. We're all on this Zoom, so we're all on technology. We're checking email. We're shopping online. We're doing things. And I want to make sure that this session allows you to feel more comfortable and show you a few things, how to stay safe on the internet. There are so many more things going on in the internet these days than ever. I have some helps and some friendly tips that I want you to know about. And if you have a question, either raise your hand or just unmute yourself and we'll get right into it. Okay. What we're going to go over today, we're going to keep it practical. So we're going to do some things with Zoom controls, the camera sounds, captions, online safety and scams, as I mentioned a moment ago, and passwords and account settings. We are logging on to more things than ever these days. And our passwords are saved in places where they shouldn't necessarily be saved and may be accessible to people that they shouldn't be. So I'm going to go over some password safety settings and some other big things like read aloud, things to make your text bigger if you're on a computer. Because right now, if I'm reading an article online and I start reading, I'm falling asleep because the letters are small. So I make my screens bigger. There are also some features that allow you to have it read aloud to you that I want to share with you as well. And I'll have several demonstrations as we go along. And if at any point you want me to pause, just say pause. How can we do this? Okay. Now, here's an interesting thing with Zoom controls. I want you to have Zoom confidence and work on your Zoom controls, your audio settings. This is the challenge we have with Zoom. If I'm on a Zoom, Zoom does not allow you to see the settings in a live Zoom. So that makes it challenging for us. Fortunately, what I did yesterday was, and I'm going to drag a screen over, I put some Zoom settings on my Facebook page. I'm sorry, not my Facebook page, on my YouTube page, so that we'll be able to go through some of these settings and you'll be able to access them and do them on your own at some point. So one of the settings that I want to go over in Zoom is the audio video settings. Hold on, I'm going to unshare my screen for a second because I did not share my sound. So hold on one second. Share screen 2. Share sound. Now, if you'll please, once I start the video, if the sound is too low, let me know and I'll just narrate it instead of allowing the video. I'm sure if you're on your computer, you'll be able to hear it if you're in Zoom, YouTube directly. But because I'm doing it through Zoom, the sound may be a little lower. So please let me know if you can hear this. Can you hear that? Zoom camera settings. Okay. It's time for your meeting and you want to, all right. I'm going to narrate. So this is about the Zoom camera settings. So when it's time for your meeting and you're ready to get on the Zoom, you may want to make sure that you're camera ready. So you can choose the option by clicking the small camera video. I'm going to pause this for a second. Clicking the small camera setting here. And as, hold on. Once you click the small camera setting, it comes up with video and effects. And then you can click on video and effects. Excuse me. And what'll pop up is a secondary window where you'll be able to see yourself before actually going on camera. And as you can see on this particular one, I'm really low. So when you're on camera, we can't see you if the camera is really low or on the desk, or if the camera is below you, sometimes we end up looking up at your nose. So we need you to be able to set the camera up. I have a portable camera, so I had to move mine around so that I'm centered in the middle of the screen and so that you can be seen while you're on the Zoom. You also need to be mindful of where your lighting is. Is there enough lighting? If the lighting is behind you, then we're not going to be able to see you if the lighting is behind you. And this other setting right here is if you want to change your background, you can change your background setting by clicking on any of the backgrounds you may have in your Zoom already, or blur the background, particularly blur the background if there's some things going on in the background that may be disturbing to the presenter and to the audience as a whole. Once you've set all your background settings and made sure you're in the center, then you can turn on your camera and you'll be ready for the Zoom. Again, these videos will be ready and available on my YouTube page. This is also how you check your audio settings to make sure that your audio is working. If you click the up arrow here where the microphone is, this box will pop up and you'll be able to see if your sound is working. If you speak into your microphone, the sound will move and you'll be able to test your speaker as well. Because if you click the speaker, it comes up with a really loud sound. Now, I would advise you to do this while your microphone is turned off. Because I was recording in Zoom, it did not allow me to turn the microphone off. So these are settings that would allow you to check your video settings, make sure you're centered, make sure your lighting is good, make sure you're not off to the side or the camera's looking up at you, but that you're looking dead center as I am right now into the camera. And again, this is for the sound settings. So that is for the video and audio settings for your Zoom settings. Now, here's one for people that are actually presenting in Zoom. If there's and I think you'll be able to hear this one. Here's another Zoom tip. If you're presenting in Zoom, sometimes you have the challenge of, hey, I've set up the presentation, but I can't see anybody. If you're an end user looking at the Zoom, it may be that the presentation is showing, but the presentation is so small you cannot see the rest of the presentation. You can slide this bar right here over, which will allow you to fully view. There is a presentation being given by the speaker, and the speaker is the main person on the view. I'm not sure if you can hear that. So you can slide this bar over so that you can see the full presentation on Zoom. And then the presenter's view is smaller. And the same goes for if the presenter is completed the presentation. And sometimes as a presenter, and I've been guilty of this, I forget to turn off the presentation and turn off the share. So the slide is still showing, but there's no need for the slide. You can use your own slide to slide it back over so that you can fully see the presenter, and the presentation will now be in the smaller window. You can also access these options, which allow you to see the side-by-side with the presenter in case you haven't seen it, or make the changes. I'm not going to go over these entirely because, again, when we went in this morning, those settings have changed since last night. So there are now additional settings, but if you click on your screen and you look at the side where it has the box where it's usually 9 squares, you'll see like speaker view, gallery view. You can make changes here as well. I also want to notate here that there is an option for closed caption at the bottom. So again, I couldn't hear it earlier, but if you click on closed caption, if the speaker is speaking low, or if you're having any issues with the sound, you can click on the closed caption on the bottom and it will bring up whatever is being said in the meeting. So those are some options you can use. Again, I'm just going to go over that real quick again. So the closed caption is here. The gallery view is here. The switching from presenter and moving or making the size bigger or smaller is right here. And someone mentioned the chat earlier. I did not do a video on the chat, but the chat box option is right down here. So if you click on chat, normally what will happen is a secondary box will pop up, which will allow you to chat. Now, I will make one and put it online because there is another step with the chat that has changed recently. The first box, if you click on chat on your screen, the first box says everyone. So everyone can have a conversation in that chat space. If someone sends you a chat directly, it'll pop up in the next window that says new chat. So in order for you to see the conversation that the other person is having, you'll have to click on that box. I'm going to click on new chat. And then once you click on new chat in your screen, you'll see everybody listed that's online, and you can click on an individual person and then have a chat with that individual person. Now, those chats that are amongst individuals and not in the everyone group are not saved if it's recorded or or in the chat save feature. Am I going at a good pace for everyone?
Good.
Okay.
This is good. Thank you.
Okay. One other feature, if you're checking on the chat, is there are 3 buttons on the right side of the chat. Now, this is also depending on if the people that have set up the Zoom has made the chat available for everyone. So if they have, then there's a save chat option. So if there's information that was relayed in the chat, you can click on save chat, and then it'll save to your computer. So you'll have the information that was relayed during the meeting in that chat window. So if any Zoom links are in there, or any web links, or any telephone numbers that people are willing to share. So if you're willing to share your information and you don't mind if people save it, it can be saved in that chat on an individual level as well as a collective level for the person that is facilitating the Zoom, or the person or the organization that is giving the Zoom. Okay. I'm going to go back to my YouTube channel. Oh, geez. Oh, okay. I'm going to go, hold on one second. I need to move this as my old channel. I'm going to find my current channel. Yes. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to share with you is, for those of you that are presenting, sometimes when we're presenting, there is the challenge of having multiple screens up, and you see the presentation, but you don't see anyone that's in the Zoom. So this is specifically for those that are presenting. I think this one may be loud enough. If you could tell me if you can hear this.
I can hear you just very well.
Okay. Here's a Zoom tip specifically for presenters. So you have a PowerPoint slide and you want to present, and you've only got one screen. So you want to be able to put the presentation in full screen while still seeing everything in your Zoom. Make the PowerPoint sizable so that you can control it well as see your Zoom. Go to your PowerPoint slideshow, and then go to the setup mode, and then go to setup slideshow. Choose the option. By default, it's in presented in speaker full screen. Change the option to browse by an individual window, and then click OK. Once you do that and you put the slideshow on, the slideshow becomes in full screen on your screen in a mini view. Once you share the screen, instead of choosing your screen, choose the application, the PowerPoint slide itself. So once you click on the PowerPoint slide itself and click share, you can still see all of your participants and see if they're raising their hands or have any questions or any concerns. By keeping your window like this, your PowerPoint is right here and your controls are here. You can see what they see and verify that they're seeing it by clicking this box here. It'll be in full screen mode on their screen, and it'll be in presenter mode so that they can see it properly. You can manage and access the PowerPoint slides here. Maintain view of everybody that's in the Zoom, and maintain all of your controls. So I hope everyone was able to hear that video. Yes, no?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, so that's a really good one for when you're presenting in Zoom, so that it's for when you have that one monitor. I have multiple monitors, so if you have one monitor, it makes it easier for you to control everything and see everyone, because a lot of the times what happens is if you click share, then the only thing you see is the PowerPoint slide. So that's another one that's useful for Here's a Zoom tip specific. Oh, sorry. So, and I think I had. Nope, that one's not Zoom. Okay, so does anyone have any questions regarding some of the Zoom functions that we just went over? And I apologize, they're actually mowing the lawn outside, so I don't know if you can hear that. Okay. Does anybody have any questions regarding Zoom that I could go over that I did not cover?
I have a question, Sharon. This is Rosea.
Yes.
If you look at my screen, I always have this like sort of smoky rendition of myself, and I don't know how to get rid of it. Can you see this? There's no clarity.
Mm-hmm. It seems like it may be your camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've fiddled with it every way I know, and I can't seem to stop this.
Okay. If you click on the camera icon, like there's a little down arrow next to it, and then video and effects. We were just going over that one. You can check yourself before getting on. Go through there and check the various settings. You can click on them because some of them have touch up, some of them have adjust for low light, some of them have portrait framing. They've added all of these various features to the view that does affect how you're seeing.
Okay, well, maybe they've made a change and I haven't got to it. I'll check those. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Did you say in order to get yourself ready before you go on camera, you have to do that? I think you said before you get on the call.
Well, I'm just suggesting you can do it before you get on the call, or if you're not sharing your camera or don't have your camera open, you can do it while you're on the call. They're not going to see you. If you have your camera on stop video or not show with the line through it, then you can do that with the settings and no one's going to see you make those adjustments and make those changes and make those checks.
I have a question.
Yes.
So my issue sometimes is the sharing of a document. I want to share something on my meetings, my call.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about that?
Okay. Well, the similar thing that I was doing with sharing with the video just a moment ago.
Yes.
It showed you how to share. If you already have something open, hold on. Let me mute my. There we go. It shows you how to share. Now, what I normally do if I'm in a Zoom, I'll have whatever the document is open, and then I can click on it to share. I'm going to bring that video up one more quick time, and then I'm going to answer one more question because I've got about 25 slides and a lot of information to share with you. So let me find that video and hold on one second. Okay, this was the one where I was talking about, nope, this is not the right one. This sharing your Zoom. So this is the one where I was talking about sharing your Zoom. So on this screen, I've got my PowerPoint open and I've got my Zoom open. And in the video, I'm just going to get to it real quick. Oh, here we go. In the video, once I click share, the options come up. I'm going to pause this. The options come up to you to share your screen, but if you scroll down, there's an option to share whatever applications you have open. So if you have a Word document open, if you have a PowerPoint document open, as is this case, if you have another screen or window open, you can click on that individual item and then it will share.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. I'm going to take one more question and then I'm going to move on to the next thing. There was another question. I saw another hand up.
That was my hand, and you just answered the question.
Okay.
That's exactly what I needed to know about the options. Thank you.
Okay. And again, I'm going to have, this is all going to be on my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to access it at any time. I wanted to share, I think I have one more video, hold on, that I did want to share with you. I will find it and I will get back to it. It was actually making sure, oh, here it is. Okay. I did not put this one on Zoom, but it will be available to you. And, oh goodness. Hold on one second. And it's basically, if you want to change your profile picture in Zoom, sure that is there. You're going, I'm going to mute this. So I'm just going to walk you through it. If you want to change your profile picture in Zoom, and again, because of the way Zoom is, I can't show you this live. You would go into Zoom, or even before you log in, and click the image. I just put any old image here. Click the image that is there for your Zoom. Once you click the image, you would go down to settings and then my account. And once you're in the my account, you see this is where the image is, and there's a little pencil there. So you click on the pencil. And then there's an option to change the picture. So you click change picture. I have a folder with headshots in it because I do a lot of different things. So I clicked one of the headshot pictures. And once I click it, it moves right into the section. And then you can adjust it for height, make it smaller, make it larger before saving it. And then it becomes your new Zoom profile picture. I do know that on some of the Zooms, for some reason, sometimes the profile picture does not come up. It just comes up as your name. But if you want to have a profile picture up so that people can recognize you as soon as you're logged in, that's the way to do that. That video will also be available to you because I have a whole list of videos that we'll share with you. Okay, so we've gone through the various Zoom controls. We've gone through checking audio. We've gone through sharing things. We've gone through previewing yourself on camera, checking your sound, muting yourself. I will say one more thing, or two more things, actually. One, if you're muted and you only want to answer a quick question, or you don't want to look for the mute button or the unmute button, if you hold the space bar down for a few seconds, it'll automatically unmute you. And then while you're talking, you can keep holding it down. And then once you're done, if you release, then it mutes you back. So this way you're not looking to click the button or find the button. You can do it right from your laptop, right from your machine. It doesn't matter if you're a Mac or a Windows machine user. Okay. And I also, just for reference, when people are on meetings, sometimes people are moving around a bit, and I understand because I've been on meetings where I had to be in my car, or I was outside and the meeting started and I had to go inside. If you can, please make sure you're muted, make sure your camera's off. All of that moving around is a little disruptive sometimes to the presenter because we're looking to look at you. And if there's moving around, sometimes it gets distracting. And if you have your view set where you see some of the people, whoever's camera is on, theirs are going to come up first. So if your camera's on, those names are going to come up first so people can be easily distracted by your movements. One other thing is if you have your hand up and you're a presenter or you're managing a Zoom, if the hand is up, then that person, the first person whose hand comes up, is the first box in the upper left corner of your screen. So as people put their hands up by clicking on the icon, it looks like a heart. If you don't see your heart, because I don't see mine because they've moved things around, you might need to click more. It looks like a heart. And so that allows you to also raise your hand. And there was one more I wanted to mention to you, and it just came to mind.
I'm sorry, it says reaction settings, so you just click on that and it...
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Reaction settings. They've moved again from the screenshot I did yesterday. They've moved things around again. Oh, by the way, if there are icons on your toolbar that you're not wanting to see right now, you can click on one of them and physically move it with your mouse. You can move it from one place to the next. Like if you know you want the reactions of the chat to be the first in your row, you can click on chat and shift it over to the beginning of the row. And I have one more presenter one. I know I did a lot on Zoom today. I have one more for the presenters. If someone's on the line and there's some noise in the background, we know how to mute them. But if their video is distracting and you can't get their attention, you can also turn off their video. And this is only for presenters. So if you're not a presenter or a host right now, you're not able to see it. But those of you that are in host mode right now or co-host mode, if you click on a person, and I don't want you to do it, if you click on a person that has their camera on, you can click on and say mute video or stop video. So if it's something going on in the background that's distracting, you can stop the video. The only challenge with that is they cannot turn their video back on. If you mute someone, they can unmute themselves. But if you stop the video, they can't do it unless you go back in on that particular person and put start video. And then they'll get a notification on their side to start the video. Just like if people are muted and you click on ask to unmute, they'll get a notification on their side to unmute themselves. So again, as a presenter or as a co-host, you can mute people. You can also stop their video. Okay, I think we've got a lot of Zoom covered today. So we're going to move right along to our next segment. This one's more about security and being safe in our workshops. And these are things I went over. Mute when not speaking, unmute when invited. Never put passwords in the chat. The screens may look different on purpose, and raising your hand on the chat. Again, that was another one I had on Zoom. And I'm going to just go through these. We've already talked about these. These are the controls I talked about. Mute, unmute, start and stop your video, the chat, the closed captions, very important. Reactions, the response, so we know how we're doing on here, and the hand raising to get attention without interrupting. Okay. So your take-home action plan for Zoom is to practice muting, unmuting, run a security checkup on your main. Oh, this is out of place. I apologize. I'm going to skip that. Okay. Okay. We've gone all of that. Okay. Internet safety. Pause before you click. Most scams need you to rush, and most scams will do that. They'll have you fearful. I don't want to say afraid. They'll have you fearful or embarrassed. We get a lot of calls that are spams these days, where people are calling saying that your bill is due or your bill is overdue. And they're doing it with utility bills. They're doing it with mortgage bills, and it's scammers. And nowadays, it's really easy to literally change your phone setting to say a different name on your phone. So these scammers are getting real creative and real interesting. So you got to be mindful. There's always an urgency, or if it's something where they say you want something, it's always something too good to be true. If you get a text message, an email, it looks strange, misspellings. Now, I do train in AI, and AI does some wonderful things, but AI has also made the bad people more creative. So it used to be that, you got an email and would have some misspellings or the grammar was off. It just didn't look right. You could tell in the email address that it was incorrect, but they're getting more and more creative. So be mindful. Yesterday I received an invitation to an event for someone that I know is not doing that event. And I contacted them and it's false. So look at everything carefully. Even if the email itself, it looks like the name of the person, look at the full email address. Even when we're applying for jobs these days, you're seeing these weird job applications. I used to work for Center Partners, and we had several job availability things out there. And what happened was someone contacted us about their start date, and there was no job for that. Someone had put a job thing on one of the job, because there's so many of them now. I think the only one that's really safe these days is if you work with a direct agent or LinkedIn. But there's so many fake companies now that are putting job postings out there, getting the people's information and then stealing their stuff. Yep. So even on job postings, you got to be careful. If you get a link, the good thing about some of the things with safety with things that we access is that there's multi-factor authentication. I'm going to get into that a little more. But if you ever receive a text message that says, this is your verification code, click here, and you haven't tried to get into anything, don't click it. Don't click it. And of course, we all already know about these gift card tricks and these crypto tricks. There are a lot of things out there where we have to be mindful, safe, to pause before acting. Okay. Again, these are some of the signs. They're pressuring you, emails and information you didn't expect, a request for money. Oh, that's another one. That's another one that's really out there a lot lately. And what's happening is you'll receive a Zelle or a PayPal or a Cash App payment. And then someone will contact you and say, oh, I sent you that in error. Can you send it back to me? Now, normally you'd be like, okay, yeah, I've seen that happen. But what's happening is they're sending it from a bad or a stolen credit card. You send it back. They get the money back. But then when the credit card or the account that's been affected is contacted, they're going to debit you. They're not looking for the person that did the transaction. They're going to debit you because the money initially went to you. So if you ever receive a payment that you know nothing of, especially from someone you know not of, even if they say, I need that back, even if they try to harass you, block them, contact your bank or contact your company and just leave it there. Because what will happen is if they've done something nefarious, then eventually it'll come back and it'll bite you if you send them the money. Now, if it's a valid thing, their bank or their company will go through the process to get it back, and they will have it returned back to them. So be mindful. There are so many scams out there. You have to be mindful of these scams. There's some other ones for tech support. These pop-ups that say, "Warning: your computer's been hacked." That's a popular one. My wife just got that one the other day. Something came up and said, literally, shut down your computer. First thing you do. I know you may be in something. I know you may be working on something. Hold the power key on your computer down until it turns off. Turn it back on, and whatever tool you use to scan for your viruses or malware, because more than likely it's malware, run the scan as soon as you turn your computer back on.
I have a question.
Yes.
I got a, I don't know how to describe it, but it was like an avalanche of notices about not scams, but what do you call them? It was like these notices were like pouring over my screen, and I couldn't stop them. I went to look out, and it was like, you've been scammed, this and that. I mean, just boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. And I finally went into my screening coverage. I used Norton, mm-hmm. and actually had to get them to wipe the system in order to stop them. And now they're gone. They're not popping up anymore. Can mm-hmm. you talk a little bit about that, or what that was related to?
That's similar. That's malware. It's clicking on links. Sometimes we get links. Sometimes we're seeing things where, oh, that's interesting. It's on the side of your Facebook screen, or it's on the side of something you've looked at, and you click on it, and it has viruses installed in it. It's getting very interesting with all of these different viruses. And I was on a call last week. No, it was this week, where they were saying that some of the scammers are now putting things in email with white lettering. So if you're reading your email, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see some executable in your screen because it's white like the background. So they're getting really crafty at finding ways to interloop into our systems. So you have to be mindful. I have to be careful. That sounds like it was a malware. Again, if you turn off your computer immediately, it'll stop the malware initially. And then, like I said, go to Norton, go to Defender, whatever your security preference is. If it's McAfee, if it's, to scan your computer to remove it.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. Fake shopping offers. That's another one that's interesting. And I'll tell you, when we were in the height of COVID and people were actually still now just coming out of COVID, I should say, and we were starting to go to restaurants, everybody noticed that nobody had menus anymore. You had to scan the menus, those QR codes. Well, there are some QR codes that you can create a QR code at any time in your own home. Mm-hmm. And so people were creating QR codes and placing them in places where people scan them, and then it got their phone information. There are so many different things we need to be alert and responsible with, because for our own protection. There was one that was talking about family emergency voice scams, where they were saying that someone was calling saying a family member is having an emergency and could you send some money to help them? Well, if a family member is having an emergency, I need to talk to them. And even if they're there and they are holding them against their will, have a safe word.
Yes.
Have a safe word with your family members. So that is something, safe word is good anyway, because if, as a mother, if my daughter's somewhere and something's happening, she's scared to tell me. If she gives me the safe word, I know I need to get up and get where she is. Okay. So safe words are good. Having someone know your phone location when you're going places sometimes, that's a safety measure you can use as well for yourself if you're going someplace where you're not too sure of. My wife would drive to New York and visit her family sometimes, and I couldn't go because I was working. So we would use a locator, so I literally could see where she was driving, what street she was on, in case she needed any assistance. And it worked out good too, because if she was tired of driving and she hadn't made it to her cousin's house, I could look on the map to where she is and just book a hotel for her so that she can have a safe place to stay for the night. So having someone know your location is always good as well. That's another safety measure as well. So there are a lot of scams. I'm going to send you a link with some more, because I did like the top 15. I could be on here for a while talking about them, but again, I want to continue on to go over some more safety tips. Password security. We're at an age where we have passwords for everything. I think we have a password to get a cup of coffee. and they want the passwords to be really long. And although things like Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge, they have ways to save your password. If you allow it to create a password for you, it's like ZYXP. You will not remember that password.
Right.
And if you're ever somewhere where you need to get access to it, again, you don't know the password, so you'll end up resetting it. Choose long passwords. I actually use song lyrics sometimes for passwords. Try not to reuse passwords. That's another thing. Don't use the same password for everything you log into, because if someone gets it once, they'll get everything. Miss Gypsy has her hand up. Yes. All right. She's not. I'm going to ask her to unmute so she can see the bot. And that's another thing. If people are talking and they don't realize they're muted, if as the presenter, if you ask them to unmute, it immediately comes up on their screen so they can see it and unmute themselves. Yes.
A while back, a couple decades back, hackers could enter an individual's laptop while the laptop was booting up to come through. During that process, if they were quick enough, they could get into or usurp the computer itself and gain access to the computer. I bring that up because I see people nowadays putting their passwords in their phone. And I always ask them, well, how do you lock that? Because you used to be able to lock a file, lock a spreadsheet file, lock a document file on your laptop. On your phone, can that happen? Because I have a short time before it shuts itself off. Mm-hmm. Can hackers nowadays slide in to the cell phone and get any passwords I may have saved on it?
That could be a possibility. There are unfortunately, people are finding new ways to do bad things. Most phones, and I'm an Android user, not an iPhone user, but I'm pretty sure iPhone has one too. Android has what's called secure folder. So if you create a password list you want to keep in your phone specifically, you can make a secure folder. And then then they'd need either the code to get in your phone, the face recognition to get in your phone, and then even the password for the secured folder. So you've got a triple effect of security on your phone if you're saving passwords you want to keep on your phone.
Thank you.
Yes. And I don't want to mispronounce your name, MAP.
Yeah, everyone has trouble with it. Stahamili.
Stahamili. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to ask a similar question because I have an iPhone, and whenever you create a password, it will ask you if you wanted to save it to your password in iPhone, mm-hmm. And I've never seen a security anything, and so I don't know. I guess. I was going to ask you is how safe are those when there's not an added option to put it in another secure file or something?
I'm not 100% sure with iPhones because again, I'm not an iPhone user. I do know that there are a lot of different ways to do password safety. There are some websites, and I didn't list them, so I'll list them and get those to Marianne and Ms. Angela, Reverend Angela. But there are some websites that allow you to do a save password check where it still checks on your phone. And it still has some security options to it. There are also now creating these, and they used to have them years ago. There were little gadgets that would give you codes that is separate and apart, and that was before cell phones, so that you'd have password safety. We used to have them in IT security when I did IT I've done IT for years, but before people had the ability to save passwords on their phone through password manager or I don't have my phone in the room. the Windows Authenticator. Thank you, Microsoft Authenticator app. And that's another one you can use. Now, I will say, as an IT person for years, it would make me cringe when I would go to someone's desk to help them out and their passwords were stuck on a post-it on their computer. Cringe. I would literally reset their password intentionally because there's no security. If I'm walking in the HR department or the payroll department, they'll help you with your computer and there's a password on there, I'm resetting you. And I used to be an advocate of never writing down passwords. I am not that advocate anymore. There are too many passwords, too many lengths of passwords to remember everything. I'm very, very serious about making sure that you don't make passwords the same for everything. Okay. And so I actually, my spouse recommended, and I had to actually go along with that we have a phone book, a literally physical phone book. And so the phone book, she has one, I have one. I have one for my personal, I have one for my business. So the phone book stays in the house in a secure place where everything's written down, what the bills are, whatever, so that the passwords are secure and locked somewhere in the home. Because if you save it on your computer, then you can't get it on your computer, or someone hacks into your computer, they've got everything anyway. So you want to be mindful of your passwords. Use long passwords.
Or if you have an emergency and someone else needs to get your passwords in order to, God forbid someone passes away or something, then the next person that's supposed to have access to what, your information, doesn't know how to unlock any of your stuff. So it's important to have it written down somewhere and then tell them where to look for it, I think.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. And if you can do two-step verification on anything, make sure you have two-step verification on your mortgage payments, your rent payments, your bills, things of that nature. As a matter of fact, if you can, create a second email. We have more than one email address. Oh, I hope you can't hear the lawnmower. I'm going to put the mic a little closer to me. We have more than one email. I have an email that's specifically for when I'm signing up for loyalty programs, for Publix, for Kroger. Well, that is separate from my email address I use for bill pay. So that I have something that information can come to me if I'm signed up. I love you, Marianne, but ZAMI is on that one. So I get my ZAMI emails. I get emails like that and emails for email lists on that email. And then my email for my business or my email for paying bills is different. So that if someone hacks into one, they're not hacking into everything. So that's one of the things you can do as far as the security check for yourself. Okay. That's the high value email versus the everyday email. Banking, credit cards, investments, retirement, Social Security, government, all of that. If you have a high value email account that's secure, make sure it's locked down, and then an everyday email account where your Kroger notifications or Publix or, listservs that you're on, newsletters, coupons, all of that can go to that particular email so you don't have cross-reference. And here's an interesting thing I do like about Chrome. I'm going to pull my Chrome over here. So if I have multiple emails, which I do have multiple emails in Chrome, this is my business computer. I have multiple emails for my business as well. If I have anything to do with my ICMOR email address, it's in this browser. And if you notice, if I click this, I think it popped up on the other side here. That's the one that has all of the newsletters and listservs are in this one. They're two different colors. They're two different colors because I can make them two different colors, and it allows me to differentiate which website I'm in or which Chrome browser I'm in. So I know if I'm in this one, I'm not going to pay any bills because this is not the one I'm going to use for bill pay. So it gives the color will allow me to differentiate between the two so I can always keep them separate. So if you have multiple email addresses, you can have multiple email addresses and they'll be different colors. Safety tips, just easy, quick, easy safety tips. And while I'm talking about safety tips, we were talking about saving those things in Google Chrome. There's two different things. There's your Google Chrome account, which manages your Google identity, which controls the privacy settings, which controls if you have payments or if you're making payments. I think some people may use Google Wallet. I don't use Google Wallet at all. But those settings are in my account. So I'm going to pull up the settings so you can see what I'm talking about. So in Google, if I go to my account, google.com. Oh, I think I spelled it wrong. Spelling is good too. If I go to Google My Account, this is where Google Wallet resides. This is where your personal info is. This is for your sign-in, security sign-on. This is the one I don't use for security references, so I don't have a Google sign-on. This is where the Google account is. This is if you have any apps linked, and that's a whole new thing that we're talking about. And data and privacy about your account and your account information. So that's about your Google account. But then you have your Chrome account. Oh, and that also affects your email. And then you have your Chrome account, which is the three dots up here, which allows you to get to your Google settings and make other changes. This is where your saved passwords live. I would advise you, and I have this, I have a handout for this. You'll get all of these. So to see what kind of password you're saving in the list, to see what you need to get rid of. There may be some old passwords that's in there that you need to get rid of. So be mindful of all of your different settings that are in here. And I don't know how many of you use Google Mail or Gmail, but did you know that AI is already looking at your Gmail? Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a setting you can go in your Gmail to remove that. Yes. That's a setting you can go to in your Gmail to remove that. So if you're in your Gmail account and you go to settings.
So that means AI is scanning your emails to do what?
Have you seen their emails go into spam, trash, junk mail? They have these new ones called social or purchases or promotions.
Yeah.
AI does that. AI has done that for a long time.
That's been for a while, right?
Yeah, they're just up in the ante. Yes.
Okay.
So if you go into the settings for Gmail, you're going to go into the bottom here where it says smart. Where is it? Smart feature. Turn off. See, mine says turn on. Turn on smart feature in Gmail. That you want to turn off. This way, it's not auto creating answers. Because that's another thing Gmail is doing now. Sometimes when you go on your Gmail, particularly on your phone, if you go on your phone and you start typing something in answer to someone's text message, it starts typing stuff for you. If it has a yes or no answer, So
I have a question. When you cut that off, the promotions, the social and all that stuff, now is going to go into your primary email?
Not necessarily.
No. So where's that go?
It should. I've turned those off. Let me go back over to settings.
So basically it's sorting your emails, but
yes.
not necessarily saving them in any new space or any place, sending them to anybody new.
It's sorting them. That's why sometimes you're looking for an email and it's in your trash, or not your trash, in your junk folder or spam folder. It's assuming, it's making the assumption.
So if you turn it off, then you're turning off that sorting function.
You're turning off that automatic feature to automatic smart feature to start predetermining what your answers are.
So where is that information going? Is it in your primary?
No. The emails will still be sorted, but I'm talking about the fact that if you go into Gmail now, if you start typing an answer, it'll start pre-filling words for you. Not necessarily the word you want. So that turns that off.
And spellings too. Yeah.
Well, I don't mind the spell check.
I don't either if it's the right one, but they'd be choosing things that I didn't mean to say. And then I got to go back and change that.
That's true too. So Chrome has these features. I want you to take a look at the features. I have a sheet for that too. I'm going to share all of this with you. Okay. Microsoft Edge, which I don't use as much, has similar features. So if you're using Microsoft Edge, you're going to see some of the similar features that are saving your passwords. I'm really concerned about the Google one because Google has Google Wallet. So it saves. This is another thing. When you're online and you're paying for anything, I hope when they say, do you want us to save this information? You always choose no. Always, always, always choose no. So that it doesn't save your credit card information in a browser so that someone can hack into your computer, get into the browser, and then make sales. Yes, Gypsy.
How do I get my hand up?
We don't hear you.
Sorry. On the left-hand side in Chrome settings, what is control hose? What hose do I need to control?
No, that was a mistype.
What hose are you talking about?
That's a mistype. I'm not talking about the hose. I don't have nothing to do with the hose.
Do we have to have a conversation after this?
No, my love.
Okay.
No, we don't.
I'm just checking.
No, we don't. No. Anyway, easy way to remember account settings: protect and manage your identity. Browser settings control how the browsers behave. So I wanted to get to that. And I see our time is going fast, so I'm going to jump on to the next thing, which is read aloud and bigger text. Did you know that there are features that allow your computer to read to you? And there are ways that you can zoom in. If you click on if you're on a Windows machine or a Chromebook, if you hold the control button down and then scroll your mouse up or down, even in the zoom window, it'll make it larger so you can see it. Hold it if you're on a Mac or not a Mac, on a Windows or a Chromebook, and I'll get the Mac buttons too for this. If you hold the control button down and then scroll, you see how that's getting bigger? Gets bigger or smaller, so it makes visually seeing things a little easier. You can use the keyboard shortcuts too. Control plus makes text larger, Control minus makes text smaller, and Control 0 resets it back to normal.
You are in chat. Good, I was going to tell you.
Okay. All right. And then read aloud. I love read aloud. Love that feature. It's one of my favorite features. Let's see if I could find something really quickly that I could pull up so that we could do that. And I could show you.
Do you also have those shortcuts for Mac?
Yes, I do. Let's see. Hold on one second. Let me find something that I can do read aloud on. I'm trying to find something on the internet. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. So this is, of course, Facebook. And Chrome has this feature called Read Aloud. Now you'll have to download and I have the instructions for you. You'll have to download the feature. So you're going to go to Chrome Store. I just wanted to do it live. I have this on video for you. You're going to put read aloud. Here it is, read aloud. And you're going to have an option to add to Chrome. And then you click and add the extension. It's going to download. And by the way, when you download stuff, I like the fact that Chrome brings it here because you can click this little window here and it'll show you what folder. Of course, it popped up on another screen. It'll show you what folder it downloaded in. Of course, mine wants to act wonderful today because I've got like 5 different things open. But anyway, so I've downloaded the Chrome extension. I'm going to click here. I now have the Chrome extension. I'm going to click here to pin it so that whenever I want to use it, I can. So now I can go back to the page where the ZAMI information is. Click here.
Search results. Filters. Mary Ann Adams. Yesterday, ZAMI NOBLA was delighted to welcome back our former Yuga social work intern to the Biggers house. During her internship, Jennifer...
So not only does it read it out loud, but it highlights it in a bigger box so you can see it. So that feature, I love that feature. Microsoft Edge has a similar feature, and Microsoft Edge, as long as you're on a web page anywhere, if you right-click the information and hit read aloud, it'll read aloud. You don't even have to install anything in Microsoft Edge to do that. But that is a feature that I use all of the time. Very useful. Very useful. Microsoft Edge, and I have the instructions for that as well. And Safari has it as well. So I did find that one for Mac. Mac's is called Accessibility Read, and then you do speech selection. So that is available on Safari as well. So do's and don'ts. Don't let convenience override safety. Doing something really quickly to get it done is not going to make sure you're safe and secure. Don't share passwords, passcodes, verification codes. Don't click panic messages or links without verifying. Don't download extensions or apps from random pop-ups because that will happen. Those more than likely have malware. Do not save payment information or shared or borrowed devices. Don't believe a caller just because they say they know your name. Every time someone calls and says, hey, this bill is due, and I know, I was like, I don't even own that kind of credit card. Someone called me about some credit card that I know I don't even own. If they do call and it is your card or your bank or whatever, somehow they've gotten some of your information, hang up, call your bank directly.
That's right.
Same with the internet. If you get an email that says the payment's overdue, blah, 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 delete the internet, delete the email, or even take a picture of the email and then call or contact your company. Don't feel embarrassed to stop and ask for help. Okay. Now I have some fun things that I've done, some quick fun tips.
Reverend Sharon, can I say one thing?
Yes.
Another thing that I heard that you shouldn't do is like if somebody call you and call out your name, just say like, for instance, say Lois, they're looking for you to say yes. So if you say yes, this is Lois, then they can capture, that you're okay for them to do something, which could be a scam also. So never say yes if they call out your name.
That is correct. Thank you, Minister Lois. Mm-hmm. That is very important. Here are some quick tech tips that you can use. When you take a picture on your phone, how many of you are trying to hold the camera and push the little button in the center when you're taking the picture? Well, if you are trying to take a picture, if you just click the volume up or volume down on an iPhone, on an Android, on any phone, it'll take the picture. So you don't have to try and hit it with your finger. You can just take the phone, hold the phone, click the volume up or the volume down, and it will allow you to take the picture. And this way it's a lot easier, and it's a lot easier for selfies as well. If you are doing a presentation, I don't know how many of you noticed that my mouse may look fairly big. When I do presentations, I make the mouse bigger so that when I'm pointing to something for the people that are on the Zoom, they can see it much clearer because it's so large. So I just try to make sure the mouse is bigger, and that's in your mouse settings in your standard Microsoft Windows or your MacBook. We already talked about making text larger and smaller with the control and scroll on your mouse, or the control up, control plus, control minus. That's on the Mac as well, and control 0 will bring it back to the regular size. Oh, and here's one I like too. There's one called, let me go back a page. Go full page. I like go full page. Go full page is a way to allow you to take a screenshot of an entire page at one time. I'm going to pull back up that, where'd my ZAMI video, ZAMI Facebook screen? I think I might have closed that screen. Hold on one second. Reopen that. Okay. Go full page is another Google Chrome extension. So say if you need to get all of this information, I just picked a random page. If you need, let me go to my page. Hold on. So if you need to pull or scroll or get all of the information on the page, and you're trying to highlight and get all of the information, you can install the Go Full Page Google Chrome extension, just like we installed the Read Aloud. Once you click that, it does this thing where it does a PDF of the entire internet page. So it takes a screenshot of the entire page. Unfortunately, if there's ads or something on the page, it's going to take that too. But if for whatever reason you need the whole information and trying to hold your mouse and scroll to copy and paste is not available, you can install that Google Chrome Go Full Page, and it'll take a picture of the full page, and then you can download it, save it, what have you, edit it. But it gives you an opportunity to get the entire page in one screenshot.
I like that. You can send it and make it bigger, right?
Yes. You can save it. You can make it bigger. You can send it to someone else, all of that. So yes, those functions are available. I have something called Notion Doc only because I do trainings. So I am going to put a link in the chat. That link takes you to this document, which has my YouTube link and links to all of the documents I referenced earlier. So if you wanted to get the, where is it? The Google Safety, you would go to that page, click the link, and the documents come up.
Ooh.
So I'll share that link with Miss Marianne, so that if anybody has any challenge getting it out of the chat, it'll be available. It also has the link to my YouTube information. So all of that is there for you, as well as the handouts. And there were a couple of other things that I referenced that I haven't put in here, but as long as you have the link, once I update it and put some more information in, if you refresh your screen, you'll see that information as well.
I'm sorry. How am I to get to that page?
I put a link in the chat.
Okay.
Do you have access to the chat?
Yes.
Okay. When you go to the chat, click the link there. You can bookmark it, save it, copy it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So your take-home action plan, practice for Zoom, practice mute video. And you can practice that just on your Zoom without even connecting, or if you have a free version of Zoom. Even if you open up a message or a Zoom, a Zoom room, you can practice those things. Run a security check on your main email account. Maybe make that secondary email account. This month, at some point, make sure you do two-step verification for your banking so that when you have to log into something, it's going to either send you a text message verification or send you to Microsoft Authenticator to put a code in to verify who you are. It's just a double safety measure. Pause before clicking links, opening attachments, or sharing codes. Make sure that you are confident and safe. Repetition grows confidence. Are there any questions? I'm almost right at the mark, Ms. Marianne. Any questions from anyone?
I have Can I use that same? Never mind. Go ahead. Next person. Go ahead.
This is Janice. My comment is that thank you, and that there is a difference between using Zoom on your laptop computer and using it on your tablet.
Yes, there are. There are some differences. Was there anything in particular you had a question about?
Yeah, but yes, but I can't articulate it now because I was on my tablet originally, and when I realized I couldn't do what you were saying, I switched over. So I kind of got a little discombobulated.
Okay. Well, here's a good thing with Zoom, though, because I've often had to attend classes where I'm just running in the house as the class is starting. You can start a class on your phone or start a Zoom on your phone, and then if you open up Zoom on your computer, there's an option to switch. Yeah, you just hit switch. Now you will lose what's in the chat, but you won't. You'll only skip a beat as far as having to log in all over again. And the same goes if you're on a Zoom and you're needing to leave. You can open up Zoom on your phone or your mobile device or your tablet, and there should be a transfer option on your phone so you can transfer it to your phone. And if that doesn't answer your question, you can get with me individually.
And okay, and your individual information is there somewhere?
Yes, it's right here. And I'll put my email in the chat as well and my number. Alicia?
Is there a go full page for texts on your phone?
That I'm not sure of.
Okay.
But I'll make a note.
Thank you.
Now you can do screenshots on your phone. If you're on a Samsung and there's a screen on your phone that you want to take a picture of, if you literally wave your hand across your phone, you have to do it very gently so it doesn't change the page, but it'll take a screenshot. On iMac, it's also holding down the center button and the sound button. And I think that goes for Android as well, for a screenshot on your phone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Elisa?
Yeah, my question was, I have a tablet that never leaves my house. It's an iPad that I pay all my bills on. And I was wondering, is that less safe than using my computer? Because I could just use my computer, but it's just easier to use the app because, it sees my face, it opens it up, and there we are.
That's fine. That's fine. And like you said, if it's you specifically have that for just paying bills and not other things, that's perfect.
I don't do anything else on it.
That's perfect. And if you're a business owner, please, if you can, have a separate computer for your business as well as your personal. There are so many things going on with apps and so many things with people trying to access people's businesses. Try to make sure you keep them separate if you can. Will we receive audio link to review everything that was in discussion? Marianne says it'll be on the website, right, Marianne? It'll be on this YouTube?
That's correct. And if there are handouts and separate from that you want me to send out, I can send it out to everybody who registered for the webinar.
The link that I provide it in the chat. We'll have all the handouts.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
the handouts are linked to there, but you can put that link on there as well. You know, in YouTube, you can put a little conversation at the bottom. You can put the link there as well.
And when the YouTube is ready, I will send out an email to everyone alerting you that you can access the YouTube webinar.
Okay. Can you send out your email address too as well?
I'm putting it in the chat. This is actually my business address, but I answer my emails.
That's good.
And I also email too.
And I also do workshops, as you can see. I do AI workshops for every stage of basic learning. You can even take a learning assessment on my website to see if you're interested in it at all. But I also help small businesses and organizations with helping to make sure things are running well and using some of the tools that'll help them. But Marianne and ZAMI, I am a proud ZAMI NOBLA member. Have been for years. I appreciate the fact that I got a chance to present for you today. So honored. If does anyone have any last questions? Because I know I got to turn it over to Marianne because we're at 126.
I just have a comment. If we have enough members who are interested in another workshop solely focusing on AI features, please send me an email. And if we have at least 10 members, then we can certainly arrange that. Thank you all so much for coming today. And if there are various topics that you'd like ZAMI NOBLA to try to facilitate workshops around, and even if you're interested in presenting a workshop on a particular issue, please reach out and let me know, and we'll try to arrange that.